Hello, morning, and welcome. Today we are playing Minecraft Create Mod. It's gonna be a new series. It's gonna be something amazing. I'm really excited for it. It's been a lot of fun so far. So go ahead and sit back, enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the game. It's gonna be a time for sure. I know very little about this mod, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to, do a whole thing of me playing it. I just keep seeing it going around. I keep seeing wacky contraptions, big trains. Who doesn't love a good train? Create Mod 0.5 came out and it has trains, all these wacky things. I mean, it's been out for a little bit. I'm kind of waited to play it until it came to the latest version of Minecraft. But this version's great. I have 3 mods: Optifine, Create, and Just Enough Items. Because I was told you should have just enough items in order to play Create. Oh god, there's a lot of things. Oh god, engineers classes. I want these. So we're just gonna get going. I'm just gonna delve directly into it. Just gonna do the basics. The way I see it is we're gonna today is just gonna be gathering resources. Alright, nice. Neat. We're gonna be Alright, let's head into the village. You saw nothing. Hey bud, hey bud. Hey bud, come over here. Alright. Ooh, bed. Yum. I like a furnace. You found a blacksmith? Alright, so I've done some thinking, digging, and researching, and I've learned how to progress and create mod. The answer is andesite and iron and all that jazz, which means we need to go mining. But honestly, I don't feel like mining too much, to be completely honest. So, in order to get there, we're gonna make ourselves an automatic mining machine, which requires a couple of these bad boys. Mechanical drills, which are not too bad, but they require andesite, which we have none of, and iron, which we have a couple of, but we're not quite there yet. Now, time to go mining. All right, this cave here should be perfect, and it looks like there's even some coal. Now we have torches. We can see in the mine with ease. All right, so I need to find myself a good deposit of andesite, and ideally some more iron. Ooh, copper, the other very instrumental part of Create Mod. And that copper uncovered us some andesite. Actually, there's a lot around here and some more copper. So I'm just gonna go ham and mine as much of this as I can for now, because I really want to get to the point where I don't have to do any more mining. I love mining, it's very therapeutic, but yeah. Just like that, we have found zinc, which is another very instrumental part for when we need to make bronze and other jazz like that. I came into this series not knowing how Create Mod worked. I sat there yesterday after filming the first little bit of this episode being like, what on earth am I doing? And now I feel pretty set. All right, we have some instrumental stuff, some raw zinc, some copper, a good amount of andesite. Now all we need is iron, and we can really just kind of get creative. And finally, at long last, we have found iron. I need to place down this. All it took was going into a underwater ravine. This is also gonna be very painful. Sadly, only 2 iron out of that. Look at that, we found our first gold. Let's go. So there's a mix of things going on here. I haven't played Minecraft in a minute. I haven't played like the last 2 updates. I don't know if this is a vanilla block or a Create Mod block. I'm very intrigued. What is it? I feel like that's Create Mod. I feel like it's gotta be Create Mod. Oh, it probably is. Oh, it gives zinc. That's neat. It's also just a very nice looking decorative block. Okay, well, nothing too special here. I did see something that does intrigue me. It was red. You don't see much red underground unless it's redstone. What are you? Are you netherwort? Hematite. What are you made? Ooh. Oh, I don't mind if I do. We'll go ahead and grab a bunch of this. It's a whole source of iron once I get a stone cutter, or whatever it's called. You also look new. Or is that just tough? That's just tough. Okay, that's tough. Another new block? Just finding some new things. Limestone. Ooh. Ooh. Alrighty. So I think I've got a really good amount of starting resources here. I looked at this, thought it was netherrack, and I found a really nifty little ruined portal, which actually I haven't even looked in the chest yet. Ooh, a clock. We'll snag that, and some gold nuggets and iron nuggets and other goodies. We got a golden axe, which we'll get rid of something in my inventory because I have a lot of junk here. I don't need this one raw mutton. Flint and steel would also be nice. I'm going to get rid of the asterine because I feel like I won't need that. And we'll put on the boots because why not? It gives us a little bit of armor. And found a really handy dandy little ruined portal. I don't have the obsidian to finish it, nor do I have diamond pickaxe, but I think we have enough resources to actually start making this machine. All right, I did a little bit more researching. We're short this one item, the iron sheet, which requires a press. Now, press requires Okay, it's not too crazy. I think we can make that happen. I think this is something we can do. Water wheel, not gonna be too bad. We're gonna want one of those to start out with, as well as a large cog. Not gonna be too bad. I think we got this. Just gotta find a place to make base. And also, I would like some kelp, because we also need kelp early game. You know, honestly, I have to say, breaking kelp is satisfying. Picking it up out of the ocean, not as fun. There's a little bit left over. I'm only grabbing a stack for now. Very intrigued by that, but I don't think it's anything special. So I've kind of thought about what I want my base to be, or like where my starter home. We'll go with that. Well, I'd like it to be along a body of water, because we're gonna have probably both a windmill and a water wheel, and to have a little waterfall going down towards the water. Okay, that looks perfect. This is where we're gonna set up shop. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set up a little starter camp. Nothing too special, just some chests, crafting tables, and furnaces. And with this last little bed, this is now home. Doesn't look like much, but it'll do for now. So we can start throwing some items in here. I'm gonna want to get. I think we actually have everything we need to do anything. Oh, ooh, that was rough. All right, so we're gonna get rid of anything we don't need on our body right now, on our persons. This is the simple bare necessities. And it's becoming night, so we'll sleep in a moment. Before we do that, let's look again at, we need to make a press, mechanical press, andesite casing, shaft, and block of iron. So we have to smelt down a little bit of our iron supply here. All right, so I used a couple of our resources here to kind of spruce things up a little bit. I was gonna make another chest and I completely forgot about it, but I made these little handy dandy things called crafting blueprints. They're really cool because we can put materials in them and it will give us the recipe out. It would help if I actually had the materials ready to go. Give me a moment. All right, I have everything ready now, and I also know the recipe, the most important part. But this is helpful because it means we don't have to look at the recipe. So let's say I want to make andesite alloy, just like that. So I don't know what the secondary display slot does. I could put maybe an iron ingot there. So it's like the one with iron ingots. Maybe I will press check. So it's great. Every time I want to make it using this recipe, I just right click, as long as I have the ingredients in my inventory, and it'll give me alloy, which is so cool, which means the rest of this is gonna be so much easier. So we need to make andesite casing, which is easy enough. It's just not necessarily cheap, at least at this point in the game, considering we don't have any trees, and I forgot to plant the 2 saplings I got. So I'll just go ahead and right-click this, and I right-click it again, and now we've entered the andesite age, which I guess is better than the stone age. And I'm also going to put in here the recipe for shafts. That's going to be really helpful because we're going to need a lot of shafts as we go. So I'll just plot that. And now we can go ahead and make ourselves the mechanical press, the first like major item for automation for us. So nothing to it right now because I have no belt, I have no rotational energy, I have nothing. It's just a press that is just chilling. So in order to make it do things, we need to make sure we make belts, which are pretty straightforward. Mechanical belts, which require dry kelp, which will require me to smelt down the kelp that we obtained. Now that that's cooking, we can start worrying about the next part, rotational energy. So how are we going to do our first little bits of rotational energy? It's a good question. I'm thinking water wheels, they're very cheap, very quick and easy. They just require cogwheels, which are also very cheap and easy, require a shaft and a piece of wood. So I think that's where our third recipe here will be, is, well, actually, a shaft and a piece of wood. And that'll make us a cogwheel. So that's only, the thing is, in order to make the water wheel, we need the big cogwheel. So it's simple, you just plop these two together and there you go, large cogwheel. And just like that, we now have a water wheel. It could not be any easier. All right, so we can just go ahead and plop this down. I'm gonna plop down a block and put it on top of it. Just to, it's the wrong way. There we go. So that there is a water wheel. It's pretty straightforward. We'll put a shaft coming off the side here. But it doesn't do much without water. And I would like to build up a little bit of a thing for it before I put the water in. So just give me like 2 minutes. All right, and just like that, we're ready to put the water bucket in and get it moving. Okay, it's going the wrong way. I messed up. That's embarrassing. Ah, much better. So I want it flowing this way because it's going to give us a higher rate of speed. It also looks nicer. I'm going to put another bucket there in a moment to make sure it flows back behind it, which will increase the speed yet again. All right, perfect. So actually, I don't think that was necessary at all. But this is a nice little system, and it gives us plenty of room to expand it in the future to get more water wheels in, because our rotational speed isn't very high, which means we're not going to be able to run many machines and not very fast at all. But it's kind of cool. We can transfer power with these shafts, and then we can, as I've done here, decorate the shafts using andesite casing. which doesn't actually use the casing. Kind of neat, so I'll take that back. So now that we've done this, we can go ahead and start building things. Yes, things, I said. All right, so now that we have all this, we can go ahead and take our mechanical press that we made a little bit earlier, take the belts, I made those with the kelp, and start building things. We're really only moving it here with our imagination, which is kind of neat. I'm going to build it right here just to save space. It's kind of a temporary setup thing. We need a couple different things. We need a couple shafts, like so. Put the other shaft, I don't know, we'll put it so it's levitating right here. Oh, I was facing the wrong way. I'm facing the wrong way. And actually, we're going to extend all this out to make sure we have our rotational energy here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to right-click the shaft with the belt and take it up to there. So now that entire thing is rotating on its own. Really, really cool. And then we can take another one off of here to there. And now that's rotating, which is also very cool. Not the most ideal setup, but it'll do. And then we put our press there. So what that means we can do now, and this is still very manual, is we can throw our iron down on the belt. It'll come along to the press. The press will be like, ooh, there's an item there. And it will slowly come down and press it. And bonk, just like that, we have an iron sheet, which is going to continue to the end of the line. Nothing too crazy. I don't know how to pick it up. I think I have to wait until it flies off. There we go. So our first little bit of automation, which will get us to the thing we're really working on here, the rope pulley. This is a very simple recipe. It's so simple, and it'll let us do so much. All right, and just like that, we have the rope pulley. So this is a neat little item, and I'm gonna just do a little demonstration of it here. It can go up and down. Right now, this is set in the upwards direction, and I don't actually have a way to turn it. So fun fact, the next thing we need actually is redstone, which I don't have. So I'm gonna have to go back mining for a little bit until I find some redstone, which isn't the end of the world, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go do that real quick. And there we finally have it. I finally found some redstone. Okay, let's glad it's not just a one vein. Which means we can finally go back up to the surface and finally be lazy. Now I'm back on the surface, we can get back to work. Out of curiosity, tell me in the comments, how do y'all keep track of where your coordinates are? Because I take a screenshot of the F3 menu. It's just my screenshots folder, which leads to actually a very full folder. And just go based off of the most recent screenshots. But it works. I also have to say, one thing very annoying about these belts is the constant noise that they make. It sounds like just minecart noises, you could probably turn it off easily, but my god. Alright, so I had just enough resources to build this lovely item called a gear shift. So what you do is you slap that in front of whatever it is you want to be able to change directions, put a lever on it, and you can see now it goes down. I mean, it goes down pretty slowly because we don't have that much rotational power yet. But you'll see, now it's touched the ground. You turn it on, and it pulls the block back up, which is so cool. This is the premise for how our quarry is going to work. I love this. It's so neat. I'm going to put that block back where I found it. All right. So there's one other, I keep saying this, but there's one other ingredient that we need, which is super glue. It's the way we're going to keep this contraption together. So we're going to make super glue, which is how we're going to connect everything together. Issue with that is we need slime balls, which we don't have. Not the end of the world. It's okay not to have slime balls. In order to make slime balls, I need two things: dough and lime dye. Neither of those are too difficult, except I have not seen a single cactus in a cactus green. Ooh, I guess if I have one of these, I can crush a fern. Or I have a 5% chance if I get a rose or poppy. You know, I think we're gonna rely on that. And we have to make one of these anyways. Ooh, or a sea pickle we can crush down. I don't know if we have any sea pickles in our house. We need to make a millstone anyways, because that's how we get to making the dough. So we're gonna make a dough. You need wheat flour, which requires milling of wheat. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy here. So, and mills aren't actually that bad. Look at this, it's not horrible. Just a cogwheel and a side casing and some just material. So let's get on it. All right, we now have our millstone, and I also made a gearbox because we need to be able to turn our rotational power so it's facing a different direction. So we're gonna slap that here. Oh, this is actually gonna be difficult because I don't have a wrench. So let's make it a vertical gearbox. So now it's gonna shift the rotational energy upwards, and we slap the millstone on top of it. So now it's milling, it's vibing, having a great time. All right, now we need a need sea pickles, which I don't think we have any of in this ocean. Not in the end of the world, it's okay. We can survive with that. We do ferns, which are none of these. Let's do rats. Ooh, so it looks like any type of tulip has a chance of getting lime dye. That's pretty handy. Or if we wanted to get green dye, we can do a fern, rose, rose, large fern, or sea pickle. So it looks like tulips are our best bet, which we have none of because we're killing it today. So I need to go out looking for ferns, tulips, or sea pickles. Or a cactus if I can find it. Cactus would be the optimal decision. So it appears I entirely missed that you can use poppies to grind down for green dye. It's a low chance, but that means if I technically put 20 of them in, I should get at least one green dye. So I'm gonna go grab some poppies because there are plenty around, evidently, and we're gonna try this. All right, we have 22 poppies, which means we shouldn't have a problem. Just the question is, how do you put it in? You just throw it. Okay, just throw it in. Cool, got it. Great, will do. And we'll let that cook for a little bit. I don't know how long this takes. It's also going pretty slowly. I don't know if the amount of belts and stuff you put on it slows down the system or not. Definitely it's not fast. Alright, it's finished, but nothing's come out of it. So I'm really confused. Do I broke it? Oh, yep, it just dropped a bunch of things. And I got 4 green dye. Look at that. So you probably need an output on this. I don't feel like putting one on it, so I'm just going to put 2 more wheat in. That'll give us enough to make the wheat flour we need. Once it's done, I'll just break it again. Seems pretty easy. Alright, awesome. We got 4 wheat flour. We have a couple green dye. So we can go ahead and turn this into dough. And just like that, we have 4 dough for ourselves, which means we'll be able to make our own slime balls, if I can climb up this hill, and make our own super glue, which is going to be amazing. Also, the fact you can craft slime balls is amazing on its own. I hate gathering slime balls. I hate making slime farms. I've done it many times. Do not recommend too often. All right, and just like that, get 4 lime dye, which means we can make 4 slime balls. Just like that. We take some iron nuggets, I think, or we need iron sheet. All right, that's easy enough. We have iron ingots. We'll just throw 1 down, let it cook through. We'll turn the rest into ingots, nuggets, and we'll also just do some of this because why not? You always need it. All right, press it. I love how satisfying every piece of Create Mod is. It's just kerplunks. And feed me the iron sheet. Thank you. And just like that, we can now make ourselves some super glue. But we're not quite there yet. We're so close now. We are ever so close. So now, finally, we need to make the mechanical drill. This is actually very simple to make, but I do want to make a couple of them. So it's going to take a few resources, to put it simply. So I'm going to go ahead and strip the wood of these here, because I want 9. We'll do the 2 up top as well. Oh, 3 up top, even more perfect. I think we have enough alloy to convert all these. Lovely. And then these 3. All right, perfect. All right, all we need now is a lot more alloy. And just like that, we now have 9 mechanical drills. And these are going to be really hard to place, because I don't know how placing works in this game. It seems very odd. Oh wait, okay, I think I figured it out. All right, and just like that, it is done. We have 9 mechanical drills that are facing straight down. I'm going to take this belt off and this belt off to hopefully give us more mechanical energy. Oh, no, okay, well, we need to turn back. I didn't glue it up yet. So, it actually moves really slow. Anything that these pick up will be put into the chest here, but at the moment, if we flick this lever, only the middle drill moves. So, what we need to do is use the super glue here to create a structure that's all glued together and then also attach the chest. So now, when we flick this lever, the entire unit moves. It's not very fast at the moment, which is a little sad, but it's okay. But it automatically digs, and I can actually access the chest while it's in motion. But isn't this amazing? Now it's breaking stone. This is awesome. We've automated mining. I'm gonna pull it up now so we can take a look and reap the spoils of our mining. Oh, it's so slow. It is painfully slow. We need to increase the speed of our lovely watery wheel here. But look at that, we've already collected so many resources, and it's made a hole in the ground. But we'll just turn it on, and that's how that will be. We'll let it run. It means I don't have to do any more mining, unless I have to clear out space. But even then, I can build like horizontal versions of that use different ideas. Same concepts, different ideas. It's so cool watching it go down. Now, of course, it only has a double chest worth of space, but with a 3x3, I believe there is enough room because we are at Y level 71. So it should only be around 150 blocks times 9, my bad. So probably only around roughly 1,000 blocks. So the double chest should be able to hold it. This is very rough calculations, not including the fact that there's some different types of items and all that jazz, but we should be fine. If anything, we can just add more chests in the future. But that's where I'm going to leave it. I'd say this has been pretty successful. We made a little mining machine that's running behind us. We did some blueprints, made a water wheel, our first little contraptions. I'm really happy with this. I want to progress further. I want to keep going. Let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching.